Hi everyone, welcome back and thank you for watching how we can use craft as a creative way to share the gospel. And I hope that you're not only watching this video, please go back to lesson number 2 where we actually show you 3 steps to share the gospel, because we're not just running a craft party. Our goal actually not just teaching craft, we actually want to share the gospel with someone. So please go back to watch lesson number 2, and this is a add-on video after you watch lesson number 2. Okay, so today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach you how to make this duct tape earrings. Yes, duct tape, you heard it right. So we're gonna use tape as a way to create this beautiful earrings that I'm wearing. Now, what we need is, I'm going to show you the stuff that we need. We need duct tape. So this is a beautiful duct tape that I actually bought in a dollar shop in Canada. But if you go to Daiso, we live in Singapore, so Daiso or any other places sometimes have beautiful duct tapes, or you can order online. If you know Chinese, and you can order from Taobao, they have tons of options in Taobao or Amazon. If you live in North America, they have there are a lot of places that sell beautiful duct tapes, or even Michaels if you live in US or in Canada. You can use the thick one or you can use the thin one. So basically these are the ones. This one is the tape that you use it for scrapbooking. So any type of decorative tape you can use it for making this earring. And the next thing you need is wire. This is just a normal wire that I bought from a hot wire shop. So make sure it's not too soft, but also not too thick that you cannot bend it. So I'm gonna show you how we can use this, okay, to use as a backing of the earrings. And the next what you need is 2 earring hooks. That if you don't have earring holes, like if you don't have ear holes, you can really use it as a pendant, make it as a necklace that you can put a string on top and it become a necklace. So it gives you another idea. So you need 2 earring hooks. Okay, so let's start it. Okay, so what you need to do, you want to take out the wire, and then take out about, I would say, you measure it about, depend how long you want it. So you can measure it roughly about the four fingers of your fingers, and then you can just cut out the wire. Ooh, I chopped myself. Ouch. So be careful, don't cut yourself, okay? Just now the back of the scissor kind of chopped me. Okay, so what you need to do, you have something like this, right? So you just cook it, you kind of bend it a little bit. So at the top of the wire, you use a plier and then you make a hole like this. Okay, so it's super easy. So like this. So at this point, I will also put my earring hooks at the top before I close it. Okay. So I turn it around, easier that way. So I turn it around like this. So I then will have something looks like this, right? Like a long wire with the earring hook at the top. So now what you need to do is to put the tape around it, okay? So this is what you do. So I actually went through it with my student the other day. They taught me a new trick, which is wonderful, and I enjoy running the craft sessions because I always learn things from the people I teach craft with, and a lot of times people are even more creative than me and they have new ways of doing things, so it is wonderful. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the tape kind of in the middle here, okay, like this. So I'm gonna put it kind of in the middle, but not too, like almost to the top, but not exactly at the top. So, and then you can wrap this around, pull this out a little bit more first and wrap it around. Okay, so you wrap it twice like this. Okay, so you have to be very careful, very gentle at this point, because sometimes you got stuck. Okay, so once you wrapped around, and you can kind of cut it out at the top. Another way you can do it is cut out 2 pieces of like a rectangular shape of tape, so that you can just tape it front and back. So just say this time we got lazy, so we'll do this method. So I'm gonna cut it out. So now it looks like this, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna freehand, or you can use the template like a leaf shape, or if you want a circle, you just have a template, you can draw it out and cut it on a circle shape. But what I'm gonna do, I wanna do like a leaf shape. So you can do this. I usually just freehand. I'm aiming where is in the middle, kind of in the middle. So I'll kind of start from the bottom here. I gotta do like a half circle kind of thing. So I imagine myself, this is my half circle. So I will cut like a half circle, and then I have something like this, okay? And then on the other side, at the top, same thing. I kind of aim where's the top, and then kind of cut a half circle, but kind of closing in this way, okay? So now you can see I have a very weird shape. So later I can just trim it, okay? So same for the other side. I aim for the middle. So from the bottom, I would aim in the middle and then kind of go in the middle, and then on the other side, and then kind of aim at the top. So now I'm not happy with my shape, but it's okay. You can just keep trimming, so it more looks like a kind of like a feather shape. So I'm gonna continue trimming. So trim until you're happy with the shape. So now it looks like this, okay? So I was like, not bad. I kind of like it, okay? So if you can't get both sides equal, it's not the end of the world. Actually, once you cut out the, the layering, like what I'm gonna do right here, when you cut out the edges, you can't even tell they are, they're imbalanced. So right now it looks like something like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a sharp scissor, very sharp scissor. So I started from the bottom, so it go like this in an angle, okay, a little bit by a little bit. So I find that the thinner you do is actually easier to fly out later. So in an angle, I would say it's a 45-degree angle. So you cut, but not to a point where it's, kind of cut it deep enough, almost to the bones, which is the wire, okay? So you cut 45-degree in an angle, like this. Okay, so you just keep cutting it, okay? So you kind of see on one side, you see the edges is coming like this, the edges, okay? So I'm gonna cut the other side. So once you cut both sides, this is what you do. You kind of have to separate them a little bit, because sometimes they do stick together, and you kind of abuse it to make it look like a feather, okay? So once you're done, it should look something like this. You see the feather here? It's very beautiful, like this. Okay, so you just cut in a 45-degree, and then in an angle, and then you cut, and then it should look like this. Okay, so this is how we use the thick tape to do it. Okay, what if you only found this smaller version tape? You couldn't find the other type that is thicker. So this is what you can do. Same thing, you cut this out first. So measure about 4 fingers here, and then you cut out the wire. I just use the normal scissor, okay? But be careful when you cut it, don't cut yourself. And I got something like this. So, and then at the top, same thing again. So I would do a loop, and before I close it, I put the earring hook through, and then I close it. Okay, and I close it easier if I close it this way. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is to create, we need to create the width of the tape. So what we need to do is, basically we would double up the tape, and then we put it on top. So I think the easiest is when you so when you actually, okay, you see something like this, so same as before, and then the easiest way would be you first create the width, the wider width of the tape. So what you do is approximately about this big, I think. Okay, so you cut it out, right? And then cut another tape, same. Okay, about same size. And then you got something like this, 2 tapes. So what you need to do is tape it in the middle, so you create a width, right, of the tape. Okay, so something like this. So it's going to look like this, right? And then now you can lay it on top of this wire, put it in the middle. Okay, so kind of put it in the middle of this wire here. Okay, something like this. So on the other side, same thing, just create another tape that is, now you should have something look like this. The front and the back is the same. You put the tape on top. So this is what you're gonna do. You take a sharp scissor, and then just like before, you start from the bottom here, and then you kind of go in the middle. Okay, aim it at the middle and cut out a leaf shape, like a feather leaf shape. So you need a sharp scissor in order to do that. And then on the other side, same thing. You kind of do aim at in the middle, and then kind of cut at the top. Now it's okay if you didn't get it right the first time. So the point is, you just keep trimming it to your desired shape. Okay, so sometimes you take a few trim, and my suggestion to you is you do little by little, so that you won't trim off too much, because especially for the small tape, you don't have a lot to work with. So right now I more or less have a beautiful leaf shape here. So what I'm gonna do is same thing like the other one. So I will start from the bottom, and I will cut out in a 45 degree. So just thin enough that I can, you know, rough it up later so it looks like a feather. Okay, so this is what I do in an angle. So cut. The thinner you get, the crazier it looks like. The feather looks more real. Okay, so you use variation. Okay, and then turn around for the other side as well, same thing. So you kind of some thinner, some thicker, so however you want it. Okay, so you do it in an angle. Okay, so now you have something like this. So what you need to do is kind of rough it a little bit like this. Rough it out. So abuse it a little bit. Okay. And then you see something like this. Voila! It's hard to see. I'm going to show it to you. So it looks like this. It's a very beautiful feather looking earrings, but in duct tape. Okay, so you can either use it for a necklace as well, like a pendant, or if you very creative, you can create some small ones, some big one, and then together you can create a necklace with multiple shapes, you know, multiple of these, and it looks very nice. Okay, so that's it. Isn't that easy? It's so easy, right? So I hope it's helpful to you, and this is something that you can do with others. And remember, I hope that our ultimate goal not just to teach craft, but really to share the gospel with them. So please go back and check out lesson number 2, where the 3 steps of how you can share the gospel with someone before you actually teach the craft. Okay, great, thank you, and see you next time. Bye.